So we got a chance to watch USA national team play versus Uruguay and play versus what was the first game?
Morocco.
And coming up, they play who do you have coming
Grenada
up? Grenada
and El Salvador.
and El Salvador, right? Which El Salvador would be a decent game. Grenada should be a easy matchup for them. But what I'd love to hear from you guys, in your opinion, is what gets you excited right now about the U.S. men's national team?
Damarius.
I mean, go ahead, Gooch.
No, all right.
No, you go, Gooch. Go good, Gooch.
Yeah, no. I'm excited about this squad. I think that they have. I'm about to say, like, they've proven a lot of people wrong up until this point. I think there was a lot of people that expected them to fail at a lot of different moments in the last year and year plus, whether it be the Nations League final against Mexico, whether it be, winning the Gold Cup, whether it be even qualifying. A lot of people kind of underestimated them. I'm really curious now in tournament format to see how they compete, because the World Cup is going to be a different animal, right? You don't have the comfort of air. Our group is going to be very, very stiff competition. England's going to be a great team, and we've seen that in their Euros recently. I think Wales has something to prove as well, and Iran is just going to be a real hard-fought match. But aside from that, what I'm excited is that they're so young and they have the ability to grow together for even longer periods of times than we did playing. So this team, I'm just looking at, I hope they go as far as they can this World Cup, but then even further in 2026, we're having the same players that have played together for over 6 years, right? And so they've gained that kind of, cohesion. They understand each other, and I'm really excited to see their level of player coupled with their experience in 4 years and seeing what that actually, yields on the world stage.
No, yeah, you're right. I think that for me, I look at it as not to always, compare it to myself and Landon's kind of journey through the national team when we were younger. But what gets me excited is that they all have that same mentality as two of the players in the 2002 World Cup. They're all hungry. They're all have that no fear attitude. You heard it with Brendan Harrison, his interview. He was like, "Nah, England should fear us." And obviously him going to Leeds, that's going to be all over the newspaper. The day before they play England, that's going to be everywhere, splattered everywhere, that they should be fearing the United States. But the thing is, to have, the whole team have that same mentality is that, they don't fear nobody. They got, everybody's on that same level, that same mentality. That's what gets me excited. We've talked about how good they are, their talent level, how, they're getting better playing together. Goose talk about the future, how they're going to look in 2026. We know that stuff. But for me, I look at the mentality part of it. That's what gets me excited. That's what I know going into these games, even though it is a World Cup, they're not going to fear nobody. And the fact that they're all going to have that same mentality, because if you look at the roster right now, there's only 1.5 players that might have played in the World Cup that might make this squad. DeAndre Yedlin, and maybe John Brooks wiggles his way in there somehow. That's it. Everyone else is going to be playing a World Cup for their first time. So they don't know what to expect. Yeah, they can talk to me. They can talk to, Claudio Gio can talk to his dad. I'm sure everyone has probably reached out to, different players and even, their teammates in Europe or in the United States to say, oh, how's the World Cup? Because they're going to ask those questions. How was it? How was the level? Is it different from a regular game? You get all those questions. I asked them when I was younger. I'm sure Goose did too. But that unknown, that's what gets me excited. I think for me, just seeing them just go through it together and, having that just kill attitude, that's what's more exciting than all the, attributes we can give them as players.
Very true. Very true. I'm excited about the depth in the midfield. I think that is the backbone of the U.S. national team. That is something that I feel now comfortable that in a long tournament, a month tournament, that we don't have to play the same or ride the same three players in the midfield consistently. So, fellas,
I heard some shit in the background.
What concerns you about the U.S. men's national team? We're gonna start with you, Bees.
I mean, I think the easiest one is the number 9. Who's going to score goals? I understand that. We talk about. You said that you're most excited about the midfield and how deep we are in that position, which we are. We have a lot of good players, and we can mix and match players to, depending on the game that's in front of them. But to be honest, it's an easy question because the hardest thing to do in football is to score goals. And to be able to find number 9 that's doing that at a high level is very hard to do. And the fact that we don't even have one scoring on a national team at any kind of level, any kind of,
high level. Yeah.
High level right now, it's with 5 months, 6 months to go into the World Cup. It's worrying, I bring this, when you talked about the midfield, because I'm a big fan of Musa. And I know people think that, Musa doesn't score enough. His final ball isn't there yet, which true, I get that. And that's why they want to, have Gio in that midfield and keep Weah out on the wing. And I think that's why, because we don't have a number 9. So I get the argument why people say it should be, Adams, McKinney, and Gio. I do get the argument. I don't agree with it. I think Musa should be the starter in the midfield and Gio out wide. But I'm just saying I understand because we don't have a number 9 that's scoring goals. So where the goals going to come from? And having another midfielder that can score goals, I understand. I get it.
Gooch, what concerns you about the U.S. national team?
Oh, shit. What concerns me? I mean, obviously the number 9. I think
pick one.
They're inexperienced.
I have another one too.
No, you gotta pick one. Hold on, slow roll. What concerns you the most? Sorry, what concerns you the most? One thing.
At this moment, they're inexperienced.
Okay,
but I mean that it's not so much of a concern, but it's just like a fact.
It's huge, right?
Yeah.
How many teams are going into the World Cup with maybe no starters have been to World Cup?
No, not even starters. The whole squad.
I know. Say Yedlin gets on, and John Brooks, they probably won't start.
I mean that they're inexperienced. Like I said, it goes hand in hand. Like they've proven a lot of people wrong, but despite that, they're still inexperienced on a global stage compared to the other teams that they're going to be competing in the World Cup. Right? That they have this youth, they have this spirit, they have this energy, which is great. Sometimes if utilized in the wrong manner because of inexperience, it could work against you. So I'm just cautious. I would say that's the one thing. Obviously, I mean, we can talk about the number 9s, but yeah, that's another thing for me. Is there an experience?
For me, my biggest concern is center back tandem. I feel we can find goals through our wings, through our midfield. But I feel going into a tournament like the World Cup, your center back duo has to be Batman and Robin. It has to have trust. It has to be the core of the team. And right now, the injury to Miles Robinson, the injury to Chris Richards has not gave us any consistency in the back. And right now, I don't know who will be starting at center back in the World Cup. Months out, that's a concern.
Well, one.
Zimmerman.
Yeah. It's going to be, he's definitely going to start, whether we agree with it or not, but he's definitely going to start. But the last one, and it's more positional wise, is like a what if kind of concern. And that's the left back. That if Anthony goes down, if Robinson goes down, he, God forbid he gets injured. Hopefully he does not. He stays fit throughout the World Cup and throughout his career. But if he goes down, who's going to play left back?
Pulisic.
Yes, I know we have.
Serginho.
What's that?
Serginho.
You guys like him on the left side?
I didn't say we did. I just saying if
he goes down.
He's the
That's
best
who they
thing we
slide
got.
over there. Yeah.
I was hoping that the New York Scally, but he hasn't looked comfortable yet, and he's actually a right footer, and they have him playing on the left side.
I mean, he's a very. I saw some of the games when he played with
Bundesliga.
Black.
Yeah.
And he's a good player, man.
Yeah, dangerous.
he's a really good player. He's a bit naive at times. I think people have said that. And I've, watching him play with the national team, you can kind of see it a bit, kind of unsure of,
takes a lot of risk.
Positions, his feet, his ball, with the ball, he's okay. There's no problem with that. If there's a substitution for Robinson, we don't have to have the same type of player in that position. As long as he's steady, can play a position, can defend one-on-one, and he can support if it's Christian or whoever's on the left. That's all you need from a backup left back. But the fact that I know we have Serginho, but a natural left back that can come in and play a huge part. If Robinson is hurt. That's also something that's concerning.
Did you guys see anything in Haji Wright from his short time playing in the match that got you excited?
I saw something. I think.
Did you train with Haji at Cosmos? Was Haji at Cosmos when you were training with him?
I have no idea. Yeah. I have no idea. But what I've seen of him is that he offers some kind of versatility. Like, he's a big player. He can hold the ball up, and he can run into the space. And he can run into the space like Pigfolk cannot at this moment. And he's got good feet. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie. He's got good feet. Too. He's got good feet. So could he be the answer? We say this with everybody. We've said it with DK. We said it with Pepe. We said it with Herrera. That he could be. I mean, at this moment, it's an open position to take.
Anybody can start in the World Cup right now.
Yeah.